Right. Welcome, everybody, to our first of potentially a few open houses for the 2025 programming. Our official enrollment date is tomorrow, October 1st, for the 2025 programs. And so we are having uh, today's open house is really dedicated to share with you what we have planned for you, what we have in store for you at all different levels. We're going to be talking about some of the beginner paths that you can take to learn about what we do. In community setting, we're going to talk about some more personal one-to-one possibilities as well as the journey to Peru and a few other surprises. So thank you again for being here. So what I figured I'd do before we go into any further is that maybe actually we'll have just a short check-in. I'd love to hear a little bit from you, just where you are joining us from and what has brought you here. What are some of your interests in our community and in joining us? And then I'm going to go into a slideshow that I have ready for you to really walk you through the different programs. And then we'll close out with a Q&A and also maybe a little checkout. I'm hoping to get us all out of here within an hour, potentially less. Thank you so much, Miriam, and thank you, everybody. If you have not checked in and would like to, we'd love to hear from you. You're welcome to do it in the chat. I want to go ahead and get started with our presentation just so we can make sure to learn about that. And I also wanted to have you all meet one another just so you can get a taste of our community, which is why I had us all check in. So let's see. As you go, so a couple of things. As you go, I do recommend that maybe you write down your questions or you can write them in the chat so we can go back to them and you don't forget. We have quite a bit of things to share with you. So yeah, please bear with me. At the end, we will have a Q&A where we can answer all your questions. So let's begin here. So we are Plant Spirit Talk. As of last year, we became a full-on community, which means that this is a collaborative effort. It's historically it's been me. I started Plant Spirit Talk over a decade ago. I started to work with plants, and in 2018, it became officially a course, and I'll share a little bit more about that. Today we are going to go over our 2025 programs. And yeah, so who we are. We are a community of plant-loving healers, educators, and therapists who practice deep listening and learning from nature. Guided by Pachamama, the spirit world, and our own intuition, we cultivate harmony, healing, growth, and liberation for ourselves and our community. We honor the wisdom and teachings shared by our indigenous mentors from the Amazon and the Andes, integrating ancestral and folk practices to heal from individual and collective trauma. Through intentional time with the plants, the elements, and the land, we realign with our sacred purpose as stewards of the earth and bearers of her wisdom. This is a little bit of just like a statement that we come up with, just so you know what the community is about. About me, as I shared, I'm the founder of Plant Spirit Talk, and I'm also a wellness guide, herbalist, and ritualist. I am originally from South America. I was born in Brazil and grew up in Brazil and Chile and came to California when I was about 10 years old. I had a major health crisis in 2012 that kind of made everything stop. At that time, I was not necessarily connected to the plants in this ways. I've always had a deep love for plants. And my earliest memories are the plants, are the flowers from Brazil. But it wasn't until I had a major breakdown in my health that took me on this path. It made me pause from the corporate jobs that I had at the time, and it got me on track um, to do deep ancestral work and to nurture this deep relationship with the plants. In 2013, I started my formal studies of the plants at the Berkeley Herbal Center. And then later, shortly after that, I was led by the plants to go back to South America and started to do my studies with indigenous teachers in Peru. And to this day, we're still working with some of those teachers. I've had many different teachers in Peru. Currently, I am working with a Shipibo maestra, Amelia Panduro, as well as a family from the Queros tribe in the Sacred Valley. And a lot of what I'm going to be sharing with you comes from some of those lineages, as well as the overall Andean Amazonian cosmology, which is part of what we teach in the course. So today we're going to talk about some different tracks. We have the beginner tracks, which are like the first, like if you've never have worked with me, or if you're just like starting with us and you're curious about this work, there is like our signature program is Life as Medicine Way, which includes sort of like it's a weaving of all the different teachings, and we're going to go into it. We also have a few different offerings that are coming up that are new offerings with the Wisdom Circle community and Medicine Spirit Initiation Hive and Clinic, as well as for the advanced folks. As you heard, there is some of our people here who are wondering about what's next. We're going to be talking about the Peru Medicine Immersion Journeys, Apprenticeship, which is the deeper, more intensive work of medicine spirit initiations, as well as the Sacred Teachings Gatherings, which is a new offering as well. And finally, we're going to talk about financial support and opportunities for work trade, as well as scholarships. So for the beginner track, we have Life as Medicine Way, and it was so beautiful to have some of you that are just now, that are still in the course right now, be here on the call, as well as some folks that have participated in the past. Life as Medicine Way is our very foundational program. It's a 9-month intensive, in person and online. The majority is online. This course is very much about embracing a whole new way of being, a lifestyle that is filled with ritual, ceremony, and healing, as well as plants and other earth medicines. Participants are supported and held as they harness the skills and tools to step into the role of the healer in your own lives. And through this offering, we start to introduce the art of communing with plants through little mini integrated dietas or diets, which we're going to talk more about. And through this, we also get to connect with our intuition and wisdom and nourish a practice of deep connection with the spiritual and ancestral world. So, as I mentioned, it is a weaving of lots of different modalities and lineages. A big overarching theme is the Andean Amazonian cosmology that talks a lot about how to be in right relationship with the earth, how to relate with plants as teachers, and how to be in a good way with one another. It is highly relational. It gives us so much wisdom, so much guidance as to how to be of this earth, how to be interdependent with all of the rest of nature. We go into plant spirit medicine, folk herbalism, primarily from like South American folk practices. We also touch into shamanic practice, ancestral healing, and other contemporary earth-based wisdom. The schedule for the class is on Thursdays, and it will start on February 20th and end on October 6th. Well, the Thursday class end on October 16th is basically every Thursday from 6 to 9, except for the weeks where we have Saturday classes. And next year, we're going to have 5 Saturday classes, day-longs in person. And that's these dates that you see here, as well as 1 overnight retreat on June 14th and 15th. And if you go also on our website, we just redid our website, and you can find more information there that also tells you about there are 2 times of the year where we'll have breaks, so you can learn about those there too. The exchange for the program is it's $6,950 for the whole 9 months, and it includes all the materials, class recordings from the class, the slides, and access to the Life as Medicine community platform, as well as the MSI Hive membership, which we're going to talk about shortly. But all of this is included, and for this class, we have payment plans available. Starting as low as $579 per month, as well as scholarships and work trade opportunities. And this is exciting. We have also an early bird special. If you register during this month or next month, starting tomorrow, of October 30 till October 31st, you can get $500 off with this early bird 500 coupon, which you will also find online. So next I want to talk about the Wisdom Circle community, which some of you may already be a part of. This is a community that we started, I believe it was during the spring or late spring, sometime around there. And it is, we have monthly classes, like 190-minute class. And then we also, that I teach, and then we also have guest teachers, such as Asha, here, who also shared some beautiful embodied practices. And the idea is that we're going to continue with the Wisdom Circle, that this year has been a tryout, to build community. And as of next year, starting with on the 1st, I believe, of January, we are going to kind of take this to the next level, and we're going to start a circle membership that includes the monthly classes with me, plus an official class with a guest teacher, plus monthly group office hour with me that is going to be open for Q&As or talk about particular themes. You will also get access to the recordings from prior sessions, as well as access to PDFs and other supplemental materials from class. You will also have access to the community forum that we have with optional interest and affinity pods, and members-only coupons for other classes and events. So I highly recommend this up until the 1st. Like right now, you can join the Wisdom Circle for free. If you go to our website, plantspirittalk.com, and then just go to PSD Wisdom Circle, you will find the link there, and it's free membership. So you can get a taste for that. And then on January 1st, you'll have the choice to opt to continue with the membership and receive some of these additional benefits that are not quite in place yet. And so that's this is like the base right now for the community offering. Like the Wisdom Circle is the foundation. On top of that, we have also this very new program, which I'm super excited about, and that is the Medicine Spirit Initiation Hive. So this level of the community membership option is a level that will allow you to join us for group medicine spirit initiations. And so what these are, I used to call them plant spirit initiations, and these are these integrated, like I said, diet type of ceremonies where you are guided through like a month long, in a month long container that is held for self-exploration while you are learning, while you are courting and inviting in the teachings of a particular earth medicine. And again, we've expanded the term from plant spirit initiations to medicine spirit initiations because we're also being with elements, we're being with certain stones and gems, we're being with some of the planets, the moon, where it's you can any of the earth medicines, any of the earth beings, we can learn from them. And this container, this modality is it's highly effective. For those of you that have tried it, you know how incredible it is to give ourselves a chance to slow down and to go inwards and do some deep listening, both to our own medicine as well as the teachings of what the medicine that we're working with is gifting us. And this is one of the ways in which we are making this work a lot more accessible and affordable. So some of the benefits of the medicine spirit initiations is to develop and up-level your capacity to connect with plants and nature, learn about your body's innate wisdom and healing capacity, detox, this is a big one, detox from addictive patterns with food, social media, devices, toxic relationships, and unhealthy habits. Reset your natural rhythm and authentic essence. Connect with your ancestral and pre-colonial wisdom. Refine your senses and connection to your emotions. Learn the language and energetic imprints of earth medicines. Gain access to more clarity and purpose in your life. And get to know your sacred role and commitment with and to nature. A big part of what we take a look at with these initiations is our role. How do we get to be in an engaged relationship with a plant or with land, or with whoever it is we're working with, where we are also showing up for them. We're not just receiving those teachings and taking, but we're actually also committed to nurturing, to tending, to stewarding, and ensuring that they have a thriving communities. So the medicine spirit initiation hive is the next level option to the wisdom circle, which allows participants to experience these initiations in a group setting. Participants will be guided through a series of 6 initiations throughout the year and with weekly guidance and cohort support. So at this level, we'll be meeting every week. I'll be at some of them, and as some of the other ones, the space will be held by some of our apprentices who are really well versed at this work and what it's like to be in that space. And so you'll be able to receive advice and guidance. We're also going to have daily questions that can guide you throughout the week until we get to be together in the cohort for the check-ins. And so you get all the benefits from the Wisdom Circle, plus 6 guided group meditation, medicine spirit initiations, written guidelines, weekly hour-long Zoom support sessions. And that, let me also make sure that I'm clear with this, that the weekly Zoom sessions are going to be both during the initiation, during the 4 weeks that you're dieting with these medicines, as well as for the post initiation, the post dieta, which is we're doing about a month long periods in between each of the initiations. So there will be support for all of those regardless. Um, and you'll get access to the private online MSI Hive community forum, and also an option to receive the bi-monthly initiation kit with all the herbs and medicines preparations that you need mailed to you. So this offering starts on January 1st. The monthly membership is $99 per month. Again, we wanted to make it super affordable, as well as if you wanted to receive the kits, it's $149 a month. And with that, you will be receiving a full kit of with like 5 different preparations of usually when we're working with plants, it's dried herbs, tincture, flower essence, hydrosol, as well as depending on the herb that we're working with, whether it be infused oil or salves, it depends. But different ways for you to interact and explore your relationship with these medicine teachers. So another offering that we have coming up is the Medicine Spirit Initiation Clinic. And this is super exciting. I'm going to talk about it right now from the perspective of the beginner, again, for people that want to start out. We are going to start a clinic where you can experience being personally held and guided through this deeply healing and transformative process of the Medicine Spirit Initiation. Starting in March of 2025, we're going to be opening our first Medicine Spirit Community Clinic, offering sliding scale one-to-one facilitation by a cohort of our budding guides under the supervision of me. So you'll get to be walked through, held, really like counseled through this process of the Medicine Spirit initiations. They each include an intake session, plus an opening session that is more ceremonial, plus 3 weekly check-in sessions and a closing sessions. The guides will also gather a medicine kit at a separate cost for you. And the sliding scale is going to be about $250 to $350 per Medicine Spirit initiation, which makes it at less than $50 per session. It's about $40 if you're paying $250. Again, we really wanted to make this affordable, and normally a full diet, through us cost it's $750. So this is a really, really good deal. Okay, so we're going to move on to the advanced offerings. And these are for folks who have already completed the medicine, Life is Medicine way, and that are wanting to go deeper. Some of these offerings, you can join us with other prerequisites, but they're definitely for the more committed, involved folks. So first is our Peru Medicine Immersion Journey. We have one coming up very shortly now in November. Since 2018, Plant Spirit Talk has partnered up with our dear Peruvian hosts and medicine holders from the Shipibo and Queros lineages to offer 10-day immersive journeys to the Sacred Valley and Tarapoto in the Amazon. These journeys are meant for those walking the medicine path with us and who are interested in deepening with these medicines in ways while having sacred reciprocal exchanges that are culturally sensitive and non-extractive. So a big part of our vision for these gatherings or this immersives, this retreats is that we are in reciprocity beyond just the tuition that folks pay, but that we're actually also bringing our medicine to them. It's a very simple and small gesture we can do, but we are really from from the conception of this program, when I started to dream of doing this with the host in Peru, my partner with this, who is also Peruvian, our dream had always been to nurture spaces for exchange and sacred reciprocity, and to be able to learn directly from lineage in these ways, and work with the master plans with the master medicine teachers, doing master plan dietas there in the jungle too, which is very different than what we're doing here with the medicine spirit initiations. And that's something I like to really make sure I'm explicit about. With the medicine spirit initiations, we're doing integrative work. It is not nearly as rigorous and as sensitive as this work that we do in the jungle, where it's very strict, the parameters, and we're doing a deep dive for 10 days. What we do here with our programs is to try to integrate this capacity to listen and to be in relationship with the plants while we're still doing life, right? I mean, it's like we don't have to only have this sacred space when we leave our homes and go all the way down to the jungles and the Amazon to be able to connect with plants. We have the opportunity every day in our gardens, outside our door, with all of the wise weeds around us and all the other medicines, all the other earth medicines. So the prerequisites that we have for going to Peru, and this is also part of honoring the fact that we are working very, very closely with these teachers who have so generously opened up their homes, their traditions to us, is that we want to make sure that there is, a vetting process, and that we actually know you, so this isn't just like open to the public for those reasons. And so we ask that you either complete the Life as Medicine Way or apprenticeship program, or that we get to know you through the MSI Hive membership for 6 months or longer next year, or if you complete two initiations, 2 plant dietas basically with me, or medicine spirit diets with me. Priority is given to current students every year, and apprentices, as well as BIPOC folks and those with South American ancestry. For many of us with South American ancestry, this is also, a big part of our healing, to reconnect with these lineages. So the schedule for next year's journeys for the Andes is November 3rd through the 13th, and for the Amazon from November 15th to the 25th. And enrollment for those will begin on April 1st of 2025. The cost is to be determined, but the current tuition is $4,800. Payment plans are available for this, and every year we usually have at least one scholarship available, if not more, depending on the year and how much we're able to raise through our events and programs. Next, I want to talk about the apprenticeship. And for those of you that have been in Life as Medicine Way, I'm super excited to share this with you. I also do want to share that I am not, this might be the last year that I offer this program of the apprenticeship, just because there are some other things in the horizon and the ways that Plant Spirit Tech is going to continue to grow. But I do want to offer this to those of you that have been with me on the path and want to deepen. Next year, we're going to be offering options of either 1 or 2 year deep dives with the apprenticeship. We're going to do offer a 1-year apprenticeship that is going to include 4 facilitated medicine initiations with plants, elements, land, or your own medicine. And what I'm recommending is that we do this by season. We choose one one deep dive per season. If you want to do them closer together, we can totally talk about that and arrange it that way. All of these, all of the initiations, the medicine spirit initiations, and the apprenticeship are um, are based on your availability, are based on your calendar. So this isn't something that I'm planning out for you. This has to work for you in your flow. This 1 year apprenticeship is ideal for folks that want to deepen in the path, but that do not intend to guide in this modality. We're also going to have 3 in-person training workshops in the art of ceremony that will include topics such as opening and closing a ceremonial space, working with a spiritual council, and summoning the healer and medicine spirit, which we started to touch a little bit on Life as Medicine Way, but this is really the time also for you to go deeper into that. We also have a 2-year apprenticeship that we'll be offering that is more for those who are planning on integrating medicine spirit initiations into their practice to support guiding others, folks that want to facilitate, which is what our current apprenticeship program is. And that includes 9 facilitated medicine initiations with plants, elements, land, and/or your own medicine. It also includes 6 in-person training workshops in the art of ceremony and facilitation. That includes topics such as the ones that I mentioned before for the 1 year, plus creating a safe space for deep sharing, guiding through the inquiry process, preparation of plans and formulation, as well as holding accountability. And the exchange for these programs for the 1 year program is $4,000 to $5,000 for the 1 year, and the other one is $9,000 to $11,550 for the 2-year apprenticeship. And again, this includes 4 and 9 of these medicine spirit initiations with me. Next, I want to share a little bit about this new offering, and this came as a response to your feedback. We sent out feedback form this year to all of our current participants and students, and we received some really rich information, and part of it was that folks really want to meet more in person. So what we're going to do, I'm hoping, we have to see, because it's a brand new offering, I'm basically gathering to see who is actually interested in doing this. But some of you were able to join us for the Sacred Teachings of Tobacco class. And what we're intending on doing is to expand that to have sacred teachings of various plants every month, so that every month we can get together and get to be with the plant, explore their medicines, their teachings, make medicines, be in ritual, and nurture our spirits, our souls, and continue to build community. So this will be meeting in person here in Sebastopol at our little official Plant Spirit Talk headquarters here at La Tierra, and at our Kiva space, which is our ceremonial classroom space. Starting March through October, we'll gather, I'm thinking maybe on the second Saturday of each month from 11 till 4, and share a potluck lunch and be in circle. Community members are invited to bring their own experiences, rituals, and curiosities about the future plant each month. If you are interested, please, there's a new page for this offering online on the plantspirittalk.com website, and you can go there and add yourself to the wait list. It's an 8-month program, basically, and it's either $125 a month or $950, and it includes, for the whole program, for the whole year, and it includes all of the materials, all the plants, and bottles and things that we'll use. Registrations for this will open in winter. And we do have limited seats on that. So make sure if you are interested to let us know and join the wait list. And lastly, I want to share with you all about our clinical practicum, which is a new program. It's a very extensive program in that this is for all of our apprentices, our current apprentices, and those that that will be joining with the intention to facilitate. We are forming this community clinic that will be offering sliding scale MSIs for community members, and get to work closely with clients and get to practice what it's like to facilitate the space. We will also be offering, teaching you about case study, evaluation, and research, medicine making. There will also be a business coaching aspect to the class and make sure you are all set up for your practice. You will also get a listing in our website as a Plant Spirit Talk certified medicine spirit initiation clinical practitioner, as well as learn about folk medicine assessment and treatments and foundational clinical herbalism. We're also planning on having monthly community limpias days where we'll be offering some limpias for the community so you can really get used to what it's like to fully put in practice these folk methods. The schedule is that the program will run from about mid-March to mid-September. I don't have the exact dates yet. Class and clinic will be once a week, most likely on Mondays. Again, not completely sure yet, but I'm heavily leaning in potentially having it on Mondays. And it would be a day long, like from 9 till 4. In the morning will be class, and in the afternoon it will be the clinic where y'all will get to see your clients. The other part of this is that this is an excellent way in which you can start to build your practice, because the clients that you meet through the clinic, you're able to continue to work outside of the clinic afterwards. So we'll also have 3 cohort gatherings throughout the program on Saturdays. So this is a 6-month program, and again, it includes all the materials. There will also be, again, most likely, we're looking into this, there will be an actual physical space of a clinic. We are renting out a space to do this work. So that's also included in this. And we do have payment plans available for this. So finally, we got into the financial support part of this. And I'm excited to share that we do have some work trade opportunities as well as scholarships. For the work trade, we offer work trade for selected programs, including Life as Medicine Way, the Sacred Teachings Gatherings. We didn't talk about the Wisdom Exchange Confluence, which some of you experienced this year, but that's another part of next year's planning, is that we are planning 2 major events with the Confluence, one in person and one online. And so there will be opportunities there, as well as select community classes. Some of the current needs that we have are here listed. Some of them are ongoing needs, and some of them are event-specific needs. And basically what we're going to be doing is, if you're interested in applying for this, we'll be figuring out just like how much time, you're available, and figure out also which particular skills or tasks you would be interested in supporting with. And we don't currently have the application ready for this yet, but we will soon. And the BIPOC scholarships, we have our BIPOC Love Fund, which funds our scholarships, which is dedicated to supporting future generations of Black, Indigenous, and people of color healers, medicine makers, and plant steward. These opportunities are meant for participants of colors as they heal, legitimize, and initiate their healing abilities, gifts, and inheritances, grounded in ancestral memory and connection to the land. This is from right out of our BIPOC Love Fund page, and we have had some beautiful and generous contributors to that fund that has made it possible again for us to have sometimes scholarships to go to Peru, as well as Life as Medicine Way. And this year, we're also, part of it is that we are also just putting in some, outside of what we get from donations, we are also just offering scholarships for folks, a limited number of scholarships for folks for the Life as Medicine Way program. So these scholarships are for Life as Medicine Way, Peru Medicine Immersion Journeys, the Wisdom Exchange Confluence, and also select community classes. There are certain programs where we don't have the scholarships available for, unfortunately, and that is the apprenticeship and the clinic. So we made it through, and we're 10 minutes over. My apologies. I'm going to stop sharing here. And oops, let's see, stop share. I get to see you all again. Yay. Let me close this up. And let me open chats. Maybe we can start there. And then I'd love to hear your questions. Great question. Thank you. So for the Life as Medicine Way program, you get to choose your medicines. You can choose, and what I can help you choose, like I always recommend that you work with ancestral plants as part of like initiating into your council, plants that may be familiar with you and that are excited to greet you and deepen with you again. And also local plants, local teachers. We mostly, when I'm here with the integrated diet, I mostly prefer to work with local California grown plants because they're accessible and they are also very available. I find that a lot of these plants that we're growing in our gardens, they're yearning to connect with us, you know, so they're extra available. Whereas some of the jungle plants, they do require a more strict container to begin with. So a lot of them you wouldn't be able to work with within the container that we use here, within the parameters that we put around the initiations we have here, because that's contraindicated. It's dangerous too, because a lot of them, it's like you can easily break those diets and have some, potentially detrimental, experiences if you break those diets. And that's why they're held so carefully. And they're, that container in the jungle, when you work with the plants down there, it has to be, immaculate, really. Something as simple as eating some fatty foods, something that is too fatty can make you severely sick if you're working with certain plants and you're in a process, So that's why we don't do that here. I don't offer that work here. There may be other folks that do that, but that's not part of what we're doing. So, questions? Great question. Thank you. Challenges. Do we have some folks here from the apprenticeship besides you, Asha? Or Asha, if you want to give it a try, answering.
I'll share a couple things. I mean, hi, Alison. Also, it's good to hear you here. I think for me, I don't really feel that the challenges necessarily come from the program. I feel that in my experience, I have felt challenged by creating and cultivating a lifestyle that is fully devoted to being in a regular practice of dieting or plant spirit initiation. And that can be challenging as it's a big life adjustment to complete 9 plant spirit initiations or medicine spirit initiations while living life, and how that actually really does shift, transform, and redirect life as I knew it, and maybe the life that I was walking before, but in ways that are ultimately for deeper alignment and healing in my spirit, mind, and body. Um, yeah, and so I feel very grateful that I live on land and I'm able to access plants and able to feel a deep relationship to
Let's
medicine at
go.
times. But I could see and I understand how maybe it could be challenging to feel that when folks are in the medicine spirit initiation regularly and living like in the city or maybe have a really social life, and just finding that balance can be challenging if those around you are not in full support or able to understand it. So those things have shifted, but I feel that the community we have in the apprenticeship cohort, we're all so supportive with each other and we are like this family. So with the support of each other and with Francisca, it's felt not only possible, but like actually now my preferred way of living in regular um, um, in regular practice of being in a plant spirit initiation. So that's what comes up for me, and I hope that was helpful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I think I would completely agree with you, Asha, and that is probably the number one challenge, is getting into the rhythm and navigating being in and out of these diet containers, even though they're modified diets, still it's finding that rhythm. And part of the intention with the program is learning how to get to a place where you're not having this major shifts in your patterns that are, you're up here one day and then you go back to old habits and then you're going back to it's trying to find a way in which you are cultivating more harmony altogether. I see the apprenticeship as a major lifestyle reset, for anybody who's interested in really deepening in their sense of intuition, learning the language of plants, and listening to the earth, and learning more ritual, like how to really drop in with a ritualistic life. So, because everything that, like, when you are in initiation, it's a ceremony, and everything that happens from the moment in which we open until the moment that we close is all relevant to this work. And even doing mundane things like going grocery shopping and driving down the highway and having this interactions, they are all an opportunity for us to really show up in our best, and to receive the medicine that is available at all of those instances. So I hope that helps, Alison. I'm happy to speak with you some more. And also, if you want to talk with some other apprentices, I've had few of them that have reached out and made themselves available. They gave they gave me their emails and phone numbers for you to text them if you want to and check in with more. Um, any other questions? Thank you for that. So, yeah, currently the website is up. It just went up this morning, this morning. I've been working on it, and the application is there for Life as Medicine Way. And the best thing to do is to if you're filling out the application and you're ready to start the payments, you can do that. We have the payment option all set up for you to start right now and do a 12-month payment plan. If you are interested in applying for a scholarship or work trade, you can indicate that in the application, and we'll be sending you over another application specifically for the scholarship or work trade. So the first step is really just filling out the application. If you're ready to enroll, the good thing about enrolling at this point right now with the 12-month plan is that 12-month plan is not going to be there always. As we get closer to starting the program, it'll be like a 11-month plan, and then a 10-month plan, and then a 9-month plan, you know? So if you want to make those payments smaller, you know, you can start right now. So, um, yeah, and same thing for, I think, the other applications. There's an application for the apprenticeship that is up right now, as well as if you're actually right now we don't have all the information for Peru next year. We still have the current Peru application, and we do have it's coming up. But for those of you that may be ready and meeting the prerequisites, we still have two more spots in the current journey that is for the November 15th journey. So, um, any other questions? Thank you so much. Um, yeah, I love this question because that's to me is a big part of again my intention with this work is that um this just like the plants guided me back to my ancestors, that this will guide everybody back to their roots, you know, in their own ways, and to be able to deepen in that work. You know, what we're doing basically like through these teachings is opening up different portals or gates or ways to be able to have those um, more intimate or refined ways of of connecting with the spirit world, you know, whether it be with plants or the earth or whoever it is that we're working with. This modality is meant to teach us how to listen to the medicine. And so it's the Peruvian, the Andean and Amazonian traditions are they were my teachers that taught me in many ways how to listen deeply in these ways. But what I can tell you, and this is, you know, to be completely transparent, like part of me like shifting, like this is the last year where I'm going to be teaching the apprenticeship, because after that, I am embarking on a whole other journey to my ancestry, which is in Brazil, you know. And so my like that's what where this work is leading me is back to my roots myself, you know. And I feel like that's totally available for everybody, and it is through this work that I'm getting to do the ancestral work that I'm doing. Everything, all of my connections to my ancestors has been through this work, even though my ancestors are not Andean. They are partially Amazonian, but they're not Andean, you know. So I think that there is, I wish, and again, I'm happy to connect you with other apprentices that are on already this journey to weave, you know, to like different lineages. I don't know, Asha, if you want to speak to this too in any way, you know, because you also have your own ancestral journey through this work, but there's definitely a big emphasis on that.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like that has been the journey is learning how to weave, at least for me. I think for all of us, because we are a very multicultural, multidimensional community. And I had no idea stepping in like 5 years ago that this would actually open up the doors for me to start weaving. And even though we're working with indigenous South American folk medicine, which is it is one of my lineages from my paternal lineage. I have a whole other lineage from my maternal, who you met, my grandma. Thank you for giving some of your healing to her.
So
Um,
wonderful.
yeah, and I think that's it. I have spent most of the last 5 years really deepening into my South American indigenous lineage, but it opened doing this work with the plants, and it's so much more beyond plants. It's like ancestors, medicine, generations of healing through this community. It has opened the doors for me to go deeper into my maternal healing and to start receiving insights, wisdom, and gifts and information through my other lineage, and to understand what it means to be someone who carries multiple lineages and practices, and how to how to weave them in a way that they can amplify one another. So I think that's actually been the main piece of my journey. And I think it's really amazing to learn from other people who are working with different lineages and to witness them in their own expansion and remembrance of their ancestors. So, yeah, I feel like it's all welcome. It's all welcome.
And Asha, thank you for sharing. Yes. Any other questions? Y'all have been amazing. We've been together now for 90 minutes. It was lacking the spiritual connection, the intimacy, that I was really seeking and that I felt with plants. And so in so many ways, it taught me about what I didn't want to do, and from that, I can tell you that the day after, like the day after I graduated from that program, I got on a plane like the very next day and went to South America. And it was my first time back down south in over 20 years. And I see that also as a product of being there, that the plants really opened me up and they showed me, like I got to hear my ancestors tell me, this is not the way, you need to go back down south, And so, as far as the involvement of, I don't really teach much clinical Western herbalism in my classes. I really don't. In the clinic, we're actually going to bring a little bit this is for the first time that in the medicine spirit initiation clinic, we're going to bring some elements of Western clinical herbalism just so that folks have an understanding of how these herbs function in terms of their actions and contraindications and all these things just for safety. But it's not really, it's not a Western clinical herbalism program. And this is not, what I teach is not that. Even for that, I'm bringing in other teachers, some of my colleagues from herb school that I know walk in a really beautiful way with the plants to share that work, because it's not my forte. I did graduate and I'm grateful, like how it has influenced me in this work is that I feel I have a certain level, I think, of confidence in like understanding, again, more of the sciencey aspect of herbalism that lets me work with a wide variety of plants to support my clients, in a way that like if I didn't have that, I think it would have taken me a lot longer. It's not impossible, but when you're doing a program like that is a pretty intensive, it's very comprehensive, actually, what they teach you, and you're learning about a lot of different plants, and you're learning a lot of the more clinical aspects of working with those plants, because how they work with those plants is within that clinical setup where you have to really understand thoroughly the implications, of their phytochemistry and all of that other stuff. That's not what this program is about at all. I'm interested in people, actually, what I recommend that they do when they start a plant spirit initiation with me is that they try to unlearn. They try to forget everything they think they know, that they may have learned or know from that end, and to approach the plants as if they were meeting a new person, a new friend, a new teacher, and they got to sit with them for the first time and got to feel them, feel into their presence and what your own chemistry, what your own personal connection might be with that plant, besides what the books might say. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, my dears? Okay. Well, this has been so juicy, so beautiful to sit here with you all for this time. And I welcome you to send me questions, or if you want to have one-on-ones. I'm also available. I'm here until November 3rd, 12th, 13th. I forget which one my flight leaves. So if you wanted to meet before I leave, that would be best. It's a little bit harder for me to connect when I don't know if I'm going to have internet or not in the jungle. So I would be so happy to meet with you all for, just a discovery call and explore which of these offerings might best suit you at this time. So thank you again, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Asha, for representing and for sharing your own experiences of the course. And I hope to see you all soon. Okay, good night.